think for me, it's when you're looking at choosing the firm you're going to use and the jurisdiction that you're going to use, take your time. As I said when I was in there, it can take you longer than any marriage that you're going to be involved in. If it's going to be affecting your grandchildren, then you really need to be very careful that you understand what it is that you're getting into, and that you also understand how it is that you can get out of it should you want to. Because looking at something that's going to last for 3 generations, it may well be that somewhere down the line you do need to change jurisdiction, you do need to change the company that you're using. If the company that you're using is merged with another one, is taken over, and you don't like the new people, you need to know that you can get yourself out of it into somewhere else where you want to go. So that's really very important. Other than that, of course, legislative changes, you can't foresee what they're going to do, but there will never be a day that people will not be able to dispose of their wealth with some degree of choice on their own part. And pretty much now, most of the structuring that we put in place is not tax driven. Once upon a time it would be, and that's why we were called tax havens in those days. Now it's an international finance centre. If there are tax advantages that are involved, that's fine, and they should be taken advantage of, but it's not the driving factor anymore. I suppose technology has a lot to do with it, because it isn't that long ago that you sat down and you wrote cheques. And if you wanted to move money around, you moved it around with a bond or with a cheque or some other form of negotiable instrument. Now, all of us every day move money electronically. It's just so easy. And that means that areas which historically would have been too distant or too remote to be able to function as international finance centres suddenly can do that really very easy. It's just that they need good communications and they need good technology. So that's one very important factor. And then, as we've said in the conclave, we actually need to have support services. There's no good sitting there on your own and being a brilliant trustee if you haven't got good corporate agents, if you haven't got good lawyers, if you haven't got good tax advisors. All of these people who are specialists in their own fields, you need to bring them together to form a team to solve the problems of the family that you're looking after. Well, I was at the conclave last year, I spoke at it then as well, and I have to say I think this year is better. I think it's better in that the format is slightly different and that we're not actually standing up and using the easel to present. We're just sitting there fairly casually, which I think is nicer. And it gives us more interchange between the speakers, which I think is good. I also think the standard of speakers so far today that I've seen has been really very good indeed.